Got boba. I'm just gonna wait a little. And I'm gonna do some audio balancing while I'm here. That works. There we go. Welcome to Stream Titan. I'm just waiting for the notification to go out on my server so that way I can add it. I'm glad you're here too. Just waiting on Carlbot to stop being ugly. There we go. Okay, and now at Jester Streams. There we go. And now we're ready. So hello everyone. Make turtle soup out of Carlbot. No! He's my best bot in the server right now. But anyway, today we are going to be playing a game that I just got. Welcome to the... Wait, switch. Ah! Where am I? Where's the game? There's the game. Okay, contains blood, gore, violence, and strong language. Well, at least I already have that. Welcome to stream, Lonely. And so here's what we're playing today. Let's enter the Bad End Theater. Welcome to Bad End Theater. On this stage, we shall be toying with fate. You'll make choice. Oh, wait, it's actually cut off on my stream. 1 second. I don't know why it's suddenly cut off. Oh, it's because I full screened it. I'm stupid. One of my fave games. Oh, I didn't know that. Glad I get to play it today then. Fuck. We'll do it like that. Actually, we'll just to... I just don't want the bottom of the screen cut off. I'm trying to... There we go. Okay. You'll make many choices, unlock darker and darker paths, all in the order to witness a lovely variety of tragic events. Welcome to stream, Amelia. I has all the plushies. There's plushies? Oh my god. But first, allow me to explain how it works. To begin the tutorial, select which doll you like. The human or the... I like the demon doll. You control the demon doll. You're a fierce-looking guy, just mind your own business. How will you interact with the human doll? Play nice. You try to make friends with the human doll, but it kills you in cold blood! How ruthless! You found your very first bad ending, but don't worry, the story need not end here. Let's restart the stage and try again. This time, try controlling the other doll. You control the human doll. You're a friendly little guy, just mind your own business. How you interact with the demon doll? You and the demon doll are able to set aside your differences and become friends. Why this isn't a bad ending at all, I should have written out this possibility. It's just not suited to my theater whatsoever. Now that you know how the story goes, you can set the doll's behavior in advance. As you just saw, these behaviors will automatically be set to what you choose during your last playthrough. But now you can turn each one on or off without having to replay from that doll's perspective. Yes, my theater actually doubles as a puzzle game. Now try turning the doll's behavior on and off to see the different outcomes. 1 second, I'm going to, because I forgot to do this, I need to go on red so I don't get Discord notifications. There we go. I just forgot to do that. I'm good now. Hello, Herminator. Welcome to stream. Hostile or wicked. I'll do Like that. You are the human doll. You control the human doll. How you interact with the demon doll. We attack each other. You both attack each other and die together. Hi, how you doing? I'm doing pretty good. I got Bobo with my uncle who's in town. So I have a little Boba cup right next to me. And tutorial. I'm done. Do you understand how to play? Yeah, I get it. This game saves your progress automatically, so just relax and collect all the bad endings at your own pace. Did your dashboard update yet? Like, does it say everything is checked off? No, it hasn't updated yet. Ironically, it updated for my last stream, like it gave me the hours and the days. It just didn't give me the followers. I just saw my uncle. Toast? You there? Hello! I'm just streaming right now. Lonely, don't say that on my stream. I'm warning you. This is your second warning. Now, without further ado, let's start the show. Oh, I have the same problem, like 2 followers are missing. Yeah. Okay, so now we have a bunch of characters to choose from. The hero, a maiden, an underling, or the overlord. Let's see. I mean, every story starts out with the hero, like the hero's journey, so I'll start with the hero. You are the hero. You like to think of yourself as a pretty relatable and swell guy. If the game's too loud or too quiet, just let me know, guys. Your life has been rather ordinary, aside from occasional heroic adventures, fighting evil monsters and whatnot. You're told a maiden from your... What does he look like? Like me? I mean, he does look a little like me. My hair's a little longer, though. You are told a maiden from your village has been kidnapped. It's perfect. Nice. You are told a maiden from your village has been kidnapped and it's likely being held captive at the nearby demon overlord's castle. Who even put a village right next to where an entire demon army hangs out? You don't get it. You're happy to protect the townsfolk, though you were born to play this role. A different version. I don't have his cape. I have, like, this shawl, but I don't have his cape. You head off to your adventure to rescue the maiden. But demon soldiers block your path. You can kill them to gain experience. I'm gonna kill everyone. You make quick work with the vile creatures who stood in your way. You feel much stronger now. After a long trek, you make it to the castle front gates. You are faced with an army of demons that look very intimidating. There's no way to sneak past these monsters if you want to reach the Overlord. Hi, Toast. I keep seeing my uncle. To be honest, it's for the best since a cape would probably kill you if you get what I mean. No capes! Cut through the demon army. You gather your courage. This is what must be done in order to rescue the maiden. There are evil demons away. The world is much safer with them gone. That's what you tell yourself while you kill one after another on your way to the Overlord's chamber. The Overlord appears, demanding to know what the hell you're doing murdering all her soldiers. You get straight to the point and ask her where the maiden is. She feigns ignorance, a convincing act, but you won't be fooled. If the maiden isn't here, then what happened to her? You can see the only answer. The Overlord definitely captured her. In fact, she's already been devoured. I just came to say hi, though. It's, oh my god, 12 a.m. for me, and I'm tired. Well, you get good rest then, Herminator. Thank you for popping by and saying hello. See you later, Herminator. It's good to have you. I just spat, like, passion fruit tea all over myself. Jesus. Okay, I'm fine. Thinking about that poor maiden's fate fills you with hatred. You fight the Overlord with everything you got. You become strong from the hordes of demons you took down before this final battle. The Overlord is almost no match for you. You cut her to pieces. The Overlord has fallen. You breathe a sigh of relief, but your job is not yet finished. You search the castle. Unfortunately, there's no signs of the maidens within the wall. It's just as you suspected. She must have already been devoured. You feel hollow. A great evil has been banished from this world, but what does that matter if you were too weak to save everyone? You stand alone amidst the carnage and ponder what it means to be a hero. You return to the Overlord's remains and wrap her head in your cape to bring it back to the village. Surely your great victory will be celebrated. Failed hero ending. Wow. That's the first ending we got. Let's reset the stage. Alright, so we've done the hero. We're gonna turn off Dutiful, just so he doesn't kill everyone. But I get no bitch. Oh my god, there's 41 endings? God damn. The Maiden. You are a maiden. You live in a peaceful village next to a spooky demon overlord castle. You are told that you are fated to be captured by the overlord one day because you are a beautiful young girl. Demon overlords apparently love capturing things, though. You think of how you haven't heard of that actually happening to anyone, but maybe the demons just haven't been given the opportunity, who knows? You are in the church. You pray to your god, asking why you've been born into this role of the maiden. 41, yeah. You respect the divine plan and all, but you're really just curious as to what the point of it is. You are impatient. Meeting a demon actually sounds pretty gosh darn exciting. Maybe you'd understand your role better if you were to just hurry up and get captured already. You leave a note and venture forth to find a demon just to, see what happens. Not too long into your venture, a demon underling appears before you. It looks pretty scary. Shout for a hero to come save you. Or introduce yourself. You can tell the demon your name and explain that you are a maiden from the village. Oh, this demon's eating me. The demon suddenly jumps at you and starts buying. A lot of how painful. This plan of yours was completely stupid. You think, why couldn't you have been more patient? Why did you go looking for trouble? You aren't angry of anything, of course. This was all your fault for trusting a demon not to devour you on sight. This is your punishment for questioning fate, you guess. Bit by bit, you were swallowed by the demon until you are no more. God damn! I just wanted to be kind to that bitch. Jesus. I will say, it looks like this one. Bro, how is that low? That's more endings than Undertale. Not counting the neutral endings. Endings? Wait, endings? I get there's like 3, but endings? You are a demon underling. In service of the Overlord, you aren't particularly strong, but not particularly weak either. That's what your friends tell you. Your job is to guard the castle and keep humans away. It's unbearably boring. Heroes rarely come all the way here to challenge the Overlord anyway. It's a lot of standing in one place staring into nothing. You feel like you're gonna go crazy if you don't get a break. You decide to ask the Overlord for a day off. She gives you an earful about responsibility and unquestioning obedience. You wait for her to finish her lecture before returning to your post. What does she know about anything? Who made her the boss of everyone? You complain about the Overlord to your friends. They agree that she's kind of a snob and totally deserves to be kicked off her throne. You only want to vent your frustrations, but the conversation somehow turns into an assassination plot. You should probably steer this in a responsible direction. So, we're going from demon eats me to let's overthrow the Overlord. Yeah, that totally sounds smart. Let's not. You tell your friends you're totally not serious about this whole thing. You're actually cool with the status quo. After all, Mars even becomes king in one of them. What? Virus becoming king of the underworld's wild to me. After all, life is pretty much dang good if the only thing you have to complain about is that you live so comfortably there's nothing to do. You have a snob but don't seem convinced. You say a coupe d'été would be I can't say that word. Coupe de tête would be more effort than it's worth. But you're still gonna rebel and sneak out of the castle. Your French pays your malicious ways. The change of atmosphere excites you. You spread some time rolling around in the grass wild and free. As you make your way along the path to a nearby human village, you encounter a maiden. She greets you and says she has a favor to ask. You consider your options. Yay! Hear her out. Well, there weren't many options after so many monsters passed away. Sure. You're in a good mood today and are rather curious about what the maiden has to say. Humans don't usually talk to you, so this is kind of exciting. You hadn't guessed this would even be possible to understand each other before now. The maiden's going on and on about some kind of destiny she's trying to fulfill. The bottom line, from what you gather, is that she wants you to take her to the Overlord. Sounds like it could be interesting. Besides, you have nothing better to do. Satisfied with your day, you take the maiden back to the castle and present her to the Overlord. The Overlord asks where you found this maiden, knowing full well that you left the castle when you weren't supposed to. You apologize for disobeying her, but hope that the maiden is an interesting enough present that you may be forgiven. The Overlord nods and says everything is cool as long as you always listen to her from now on. You're impressed with what an easygoing boss she is. You mention how you can't believe you and your friends even considered overthrowing her. When does the kissing happen? What? Welcome to stream Exocat. Hi. What kissing? What do you mean? She gives you a look and you say, that was just a joke, of course. She smiles and dismisses you. You decide it's about time for a nap. Oh my god, this little guy reminds me of N. You don't get to sleep for long. Your friends wake you up. Rude. Kissing is endgame level stuff. Oh. One of them is stepping on you pretty hard. You ask them what the deal is. The creator is known to make lesbian games. Where is it? I don't know. My suspicion is because the Overlord's female. It's gonna be the maiden and the Overlord. They say they're planning a whole revolution. They're gonna get rid of the current Overlord and put a new ruler in place. They want to hear if you're in or out. And being a pretty lazy underling, you of course reply with, "That sounds like a lot of trouble. How about we just skip it instead?" Your friends question your loyalty to their cause. Okay, so that skull probably means death. My guess is... But yeah, in regards to lesbian stuff, you're the Overlord reads. Oh my god, I'm so gay for this bitch. Holy shit. Because, like, here's the thing. Why I think it's gonna be the Overlord and the maiden, if anything gay happens in this story, is because typically in media, Overlords aren't female. They're male. And this one's female. So, my only assumption is it's gay. Let's kill the Overlord. Let's do it. You tell them you were just joking and clarify you're totally in it to win. I should stream her Tears of Red Light on my channel. You totally should. Gaslight, gatekeep, girl boss energy. That's actually a funny thing. So, I always get that wrong when I'm out and about with my actual friends. Like, my IRL friends. I always see gaslight, gate boss, girl keep most of the time, I think. It's not intentional either. I just forget the order, so I say what the first thing comes to mind is. You tell them you were joking and clarified what you told me, even though the Overlord does no gaslighting. I figured that the Overlord doesn't. Girl keep. Yes, girl keep. Don't question my intelligence. You tell them that you were just joking. Clarify you're totally in it to win it. They say you're always terrible at jokes. Whether or not you actually feel like killing the Overlord, you know how bad it'd be to end up on the wrong side of things. And if this assassination deal doesn't pan out, you can always pretend you were innocent all along. Underlings' pals are the worst. Yeah, they're really manipulative. Beneath your shield of faux confidence, you worry about what you're getting yourself dragged into. She can, however, get a bit obsessive. You follow your friends outside the castle to talk more about the plan. You're curious if they have an idea how they want to go about this. They figured they'd just lock her in the room and set it on fire. What a stupid plan. That could go wrong in many ways. You realize your friends are just a bunch of directionless thugs, useless without someone's guidance. Your guidance. They'd probably be casualties if you fought her head on, and while showing deaths make a revolution a heck of a lot more fun, it's probably the wrong way to go. That's why she says she doesn't gatekeep. Your friends agree and suggest that you play the assassin. You really didn't want to come to this, but you can't back down now. You have to be one to assassinate the Overlord. Besides, no one has any better ideas. You sneak into the Overlord's room. She's taking a nap like usual. This is almost too easy. You silently approach your masters. She looks peaceful. God damn it. Why? I don't want to kill her. Maybe I do wanna. You figured the cleanest way to do this would be to dig your claws into her throat, so you choose just that. She wakes up, but not in time to stop you. Watch as he chokes on her. Siri, fuck off! You! Fuck off, Siri! Siri, fuck off. Fuck off. I hear you that you won't respond to that. My Siri's acting up now. Go away. Please. I have to type it. Thank you. You bitch! Bitch! Jesus! My Siri doesn't like this either. Oh, also, there's more than one lesbian relationship in this game. Hell yeah. She wakes, but not in time to stop you. You watch her choke on her own blood, cursing you before finally expiring. Even Siri knows you're the worst thing made in history. At least I can go back in this game. That felt terrible. Yeah. You remind yourself it was either her or you, and you weren't about to let yourself get killed by anyone. You leave the room to find your friends waiting just outside. They look pleased, only now do they realize they must have planned to use you like this from the beginning. You are the new ruler in this castle. Your subjects bow before you. You live in fear that they will one day betray you, as you have betrayed your overlord. God damn! Lord Underling, ending B? Reset the stage. Oh, wow. We got a lot of things for them. I know I'm awful. I'm trying to get all the endings up here. We're going on to the Overlord. You are the Overlord. You live in a castle surrounded by your demon servants. It's a pretty cushy life, you think. Except for those pesky humans who keep killing members of your army. There's even a role called Hero, whose whole purpose in life is just to dethrone you. My girl boss! Honestly, I do love her design. What's their deal anyway? You actively avoided pissing off the humans in hopes they'd leave your army alone, but they never do. You're still new to the whole Overlord thing. If you, being quite honest with yourself, you don't really understand the politics of it. But you remind yourself everyone is just doing their best to fulfill their roles. You won't let them bait you into being the evil Overlord they expect. You think you're pretty cool and mature to hold yourself to a higher standard than that. You see, this is a girl boss. Look at this. One of your underlings walks into your room, totally interrupting your thoughts about how awesome you are. They're saying something about how boring it is to stand in one place guarding the castle at all times, especially since no one ever comes here anyway. You see their point, but the way they're whining about it kind of bothers you. What to do with this underling? Let's not be a tyrant. Grant them their day off. You tell them to go take a break from the cessful castle atmosphere and refresh their dark soul. A day off should be fine every once in a while. They thank you and happily scurry off to do who knows what. You have nothing better to do, so you decide to nap for a little while. Being the Overlord is such great. It's a maiden from the nearby human village. She says her role is to be captured by you. The maiden then goes on to say that she's been getting very impatient thinking about her impending capture, so she comes here to speed things along. You'll appreciate her honesty, but regret to inform her you never had any plans to capture any humans. She seems very disappointed by this. Perhaps I'm not performing my role well enough. How can I become more maiden-like? You don't really understand the question. You think this world puts way too much focus on destiny and junk? Just go home and stop worrying about it, you tell her. The maiden seems to be having a hard time wrapping her head around this. She insists that she stays to talk to you more. You feel warm inside as she looks into your eyes. This is the first time a human has looked at you without contempt. You wonder what to say. I'm gonna let her stay. She's so sweet. You can't bring yourself to send this maiden away. She just got here. You enjoy a nice long chat with her, sharing stories about your kind. She expresses her surprise that demons are not at all what she expected them to be. You're glad that she seems to have an open mind about these kinds of things. You also bring up how you always instruct your army to avoid humans. Oh shit, I just remembered something that I forgot to do. 1 second. Copy. I forgot to do this. So, this is on me. Channel. I forgot to put the Discord in the chat. Manually unpin instruments. There we go. There we go. Huh. I forgot to do that. My bad. You also bring up how you always instruct your army to avoid humans as to not to agitate them and get the heroes sent out after you. That explains why people of my village have been left unharmed. It's because of your orders, isn't it? We are very grateful. You were surprised to hear her thank you. You always thought of humans to be violent and unreasonable. That's why your servants are always getting killed, despite your efforts to leave them alone. But this maiden is different. You joke that maybe you've been lying to her about the whole thing and that you were actually super evil all along. The maiden laughs at that, saying she wouldn't mind being held captive here. The people in her village are a little exhausting at times, she said. You can't tell if she's into you or not. You're interrupted by another human in your doorway. This time it's a hero. He was apparently searching for the maiden who was rumored to have been captured by your kind. Captured? Not at all. I only wanted to meet with the Overlord. Didn't anyone read the note I left behind? After everything is explained, the hero expresses relief that this whole misunderstanding hasn't led to any horrible consequences. This maiden apologizes for causing trouble, and the hero asks her to return to the village with him. Confusing feelings well up inside your heart. You're surprised that you have those to begin with. Yes! Lesbian! You don't want the hero to take this maiden away from you. Oh no! She can be possessive! God damn it, she has feelings. But if I let her into these feelings, she'll fucking kill. Let them go. You're certain that she'll return to spend more time with you. You just have to trust in that, you decide. With the hero maiden gone, you plop down into the comforts of your luxurious overload bed. Your room feels so empty now. It's this loneliness. You hope your new friend will be back soon. You close your eyes for a while. Until your door slams shut. Before you knew it, everything around you is being engulfed by flames. What is going on? You try to escape by something blocking the door. You're having trouble forcing it off. It's in... Oh, blah, blah, blah. Having trouble forcing it open. What is this? Someone didn't want you getting out. Are you being usurped? They had 0 forethoughts. What castle will they rule from this one burning? You don't want to believe that your underlings have betrayed you, but this is no accident. Those ungrateful bastards. You choke on the thick black smoke from the fire. You can't believe you're being done in by a bunch of cowards. You'll see them in hell. Burned Overlord ending. Fuck. Oh man. Okay. I'm assuming they all have 3 personality traits each, so I'm missing 2 for the hero and 2 for the maiden. Good lord. 1 second. I'll be right back. Oh, stairs. Okay. Okay. Mock Barrage. Hi. Okay, also, go to the top right corner and click on the bad end sign. Okay. Oh. So, interesting. Try to reach true endings. Oh! No, I got my boba. Okay. So. So the maiden... Okay. These charts are confusing me, but I'll get it eventually. We did this one, which was... We slayed the demons. Oh, underling behavior hungry got us to the bad ending here. So what if... Not possessive, polite... And we do hero again. You are the hero. We basically know what it is from here. We now slaughter all the demons until we get to... Oh, there we go. You find the maiden being held captive by the Overlord just as you suspected. But for some reason you can't sense anything sinister happening. You all look at each other in surprise and confusion. There's no time to hesitate. Destroy the Overlord. You lunge forward, driving your blade through this evil Overlord. She screams and falls silent. The Overlord has been slain. You smile, offering the hand to the maiden. She takes it after some hesitation. She must be surprised at how strong you are. You escort the maiden. She's oddly quiet on the trek back to the village. She must be too shy to speak. The villagers are pleased with what a good job you've done. Slaying the Overlord and saving a hostage, they throw a huge celebration in your name. You remember for generations as the greatest hero the village has ever seen. Triumphant hero end. Okay, so now... Okay. Let's do that again. But this time, we are gonna kill all of them, but we're gonna ask what's going on. Find the maiden being held captive. Ask the maiden what's going on. She explains that she came here on her own and was never in any danger. She hesitantly asks you why you're covered in blood. You don't know how to respond. The Overlord moves past you and out the door. To see her army in lifeless, bloody piles. She wails. She's wailing. It's horrible. This is your chance, hero. You hope she'll let the whole thing slide if you could just explain yourself. You really tried, but the Overlord is inconsolable. God damn, she tears you apart and the maiden watches in silence. As you die, you can't help but think you possibly deserved this. Okay, that's a no ending. Okay. So, what if? Well, we can look at the bad end now. So, if we go full slaughter, we just get bad endings. From what I'm seeing here. The maiden has something here. So, we could try next. Welcome to Bad End Theater. Next, we can try the hero fleeing. Flee! Forgetting your pride, you escape with your life. You can't return how. Now your reputation will be ruined. You wonder how you'll ever be able to escape. You take your chances at the castle, your hero's hood. After a long trek, you make it to the castle front. There's no way of sneaking past the monsters. Diplomatic. You go up to the nearest monster and explain why you've come here. They stare you down, and you feel very uncomfortable. But they seem to trust you and extort you directly to the Overlord's chambers. The Overlord and the maiden seem to be in the middle of some casual conversation when you barge in. You all look at each other in surprising confusion. Oh, her face is different! Sorry, I have like a lot of boba in this cup. Just give me a second. I'm gonna like rip this cup open real quick. I just want to eat the boba pearls, okay? I have like a bunch of popping boba in a cup. Okay. There we go. Ask the maiden what's going on. Hey, the maiden explains that she was never actually captured, and that's why she came here on her own volition. That was a pretty dangerous thing of her to do, but no one's got hurt, so at least there's that. You ask her to return to the town with you. To reassure everyone of her safety. The Overlord allows you to leave, and you casually exit the castle. You try to make conversation with the maiden, but she... I 100% thought you said something different, Amelia. But she's very quiet since leaving the Overlord's room. Is she shy? She suddenly stops in her tracks and you turn your head to ask what the deal is. Oh, the Overlord's castle is engulfed in flames. You can't help but feel relieved you got the maiden out of there when you did, but she suddenly takes off towards the burning castle. Panic sets in, you follow to try and stop her. The smoke is so thick you've already lost sight of her. What was she thinking? It's too dangerous to continue. You feel hopeless. You stand alone at the castle gates. Your body won't allow you to take another step further. No. Going in there would be suicide. You return to the village and tell them there was nothing you could do. You were too late. The maiden was claimed by the demons. Fuck! Okay. Okay. So now, let's go back here. I'm trying to get all of this guy's endings. So, we did this trek now. The hero and everything is fine. Disloyal. Okay, let's switch the behavior to disloyal for the underling and then try again. Now, I'm going to be purely diplomatic. Go up to the nearest demon. The Overlord and the maiden seem to be talking. The maiden explains, you asked her to return to the town with you to reassure everyone of her safety. The Overlord allows the two of you to leave, and you can casually exit the castle. You pause when you see a group of suspicious demons standing near the entrance. They're talking about assassinating their overlord. We actually catch this conversation? This proves to you that demons really are foul creatures. We have to tell her about this. You don't understand what the maiden is thinking. The world is better off with less demons. They are all cold, ruthless creatures that should be destroyed. And those same creatures have just noticed you eavesdropping. The maiden takes off into the castle and you have no choice but to follow. You burst into the Overlord's room. The maiden frantically tries to communicate what you just overheard. The demon underling, a demon underling barges next to you, calling you liars. It follows by the group from the entrance, who shift the blame back onto the little one. These demons only care about themselves. How low can they be? You begin shouting at them, but the whole room dissolves into noise until the Overlord yells for everyone to shut their trap. She threatens them with violence. This Overlord is no better than her subjects. You grip your sword tightly. If you have to cut through everyone just to get the maiden to safety, you certainly will. The group of demons hiss to each other before shutting the door, leaving the runt of the litter behind. You glance around for another exit, but there isn't one. You have a terrible feeling about this. In an instant, the whole room is in flames. We're all here? Huh, okay. Full circle. Look at that! What kind of demonic magic is this? The underling pounces on the door, upset that it's been betrayed. You join in, vowing to slay the cowardly demons on the other side. The next moment, the Overlord has taken hold of the underling. It's crying for mercy. She thrusts her claws into the underling's chest, and it lets out a horrible scream. You back away. You won't be the next target of her rage. She continues to dig and twist her claws into its limp body. You can no longer watch. You look to the maiden. She's crying, hands clasped together in prayer. To have faith in a time like this, you envy her. The two of you, the Overlord and the underling's corpse, are all consumed by flames. Damn. Resigned hero ending. Fuck, that sucks. Okay. Back to the hero. What can we do that's different? So, this leads to disloyal to this. Maiden overhears the underling's plot. Huh? Demon flees, antisocial. Antisocial is another thing that we can do. It's maybe the worst ending. It's weird that they're all in the same place, though. So I think there's something there. Oh, this is probably the Overlord, like, spares the underling, and then we get this ending. Okay. So, everything is fine, and possessive leads to another ending. The hero tries to slay the Overlord, and then there's a maiden thing. The race stuff is traits you haven't seen yet. Okay. So that means I gotta get the rest of the maiden's traits. Let's get them. You're a maiden. I am a maiden! Leave a note. I will introduce myself. They agree to take it to their master, nonetheless. After a long walk to the castle, you are introduced to the Overlord. You explain why you've come here, and she squints at you. It turns out she never had any plans to capture maidens, or to do anything else that would agitate humans. This is getting juicy. You wonder for a moment if she might be lying, but this doesn't really seem like it still. This doesn't make any sense to you. You've always been told that demons would one day sneak out and something awful would happen, and a hero would come rescue you. You don't want to believe that you've been lied to all along. Maybe it's just that you haven't been maiden-like enough. You ask the Overlord what you should do to be a more suitable maiden, but she doesn't seem to understand. Just go home and stop worrying about destiny so much. She made it sound simple. The Overlord seems like the complete opposite of you. You want to learn about her and how she thinks. You insist on staying to talk with her more. The Overlord shares many stories about demons with you, and little by little you realize that they might not be the ruthless monsters you were raised to believe. As it turns out, she commanded her demons to avoid towns and villages. She didn't want to risk giving the humans any excuse to send a hero after them. You realize that must be why you'd never heard of any demons attacking your town. You express your gratitude to the Overlord on behalf of your village. She says you can thank her by telling the humans to stop raising heroes. She's tired of servants getting killed off by them. You always thought demons were violent and unreasonable creatures, but it seems the Overlord could say the same of humans. You may be different, but really, they're just trying to live their lives the same as you. You feel like you're starting to understand things a lot better. But maybe everything I said was to deceive you and other humans. What would you do if I turned out to be super evil all along? Even if she were to capture you now, you think this place is far more interesting than the way things are back home. You're kind of like not being told to expect demons to come after you all the time. You feel free. Honestly, you always kept telling yourself, but spending time with this Overlord has been very nice. You feel butterflies in your stomach. As you think of this, a hero enters the room. You're surprised to see him at first until you realize he must have been sent to retrieve you. The hero asks what's going on. You explain the situation, reassuring him that you were never in any danger. The hero expressed relief that this whole misunderstanding hadn't led to any horrible consequences. You apologize for causing any trouble, but really, didn't anyone read the note you left? Jeez. The hero asks if you'll return to the village with him and give everyone the news of your safety. The Overlord allows you to leave, and you give her a little wave as you exit the room. You'll be back soon. Near the castle entrance, you spy a group of suspicious demons congregating. They're talking about assassinating the Overlord. You have to warn her. But the hero shakes his head as if to say that if this is the true nature of demons, the world is better off with less of them. This isn't right, you think. What kind of hero passes up the chance to save a life? The demons have taken notice of you. It's now or never. You take off to the castle, and the unreliable hero shortly after. You burst into the Overlord's room, all your words spilling out all at once. You probably slowed down, but there's no time for that. The Overlord seems to have followed. Okay, we know most of this. Everyone is shouting at each other. It's really stressing you out. You're relieved when the Overlord demands silence. She threatens them with violence, and you think that's very Overlord-like in this moment. The group of demons hiss at each other, and now we're back at the same point. Okay. If only you had ignored those demons before, you and the hero would have stumbled into the situation. If you had just pretended not to hear them. If you left as you were told, only the Overlord would have been killed. But you couldn't have done that. You think no matter what, you always strive for the path where everyone survives. It must exist. It simply must. That's true. You pray. You don't know what else to do, so you just pray. And we know this, but there's no saving any of you now. You, the Overlord, the healing, and the Underlord's corpse are consumed by flames. Okay, so we're getting closer, I think. We didn't get any more maiden traits though, so that's a bit of a problem. Maybe? Let's not be polite. Shout for a hero. You yell, but a hero does not come. The demon is put off by your son shouting and asking you to keep it down. They seem more confused than hostile, which totally catches you off guard. Let's even your name. Tell them that you were thinking, fuck, it's just gonna lead us to the same route, so I gotta go back. God damn it, I wanna go back. Skip. Oh, there's a skip button. I didn't even realize it was hiding behind my microphone. I guess I'll introduce myself and then hit skip. Okay. So, I think the next course of action is to make the underling hungry. Because that way you have to call for the hero. And skip. Shout for the hero. Yell for the hero, but the hero does not come. And now I'm being bitten to death. Okay. This is really difficult. I'm trying to... Okay, let me look at the maiden. Okay, so if the underling is hungry, it will always lead to a bad ending. We still don't know what this is. Okay, if she's antisocial... Oh, antisocial gets us to here. Okay, so we turn on antisocial, turn off hungry, and go with the maiden. I'm smart! I can do this! I'm struggling! Look at the maiden's bad entry. Yeah, I just did. Introduce yourself, and the Overlord tells you that you should get lost. How rude, you just got here. Okay, so now we can get obedient. Don't want to cause any trouble. She could just leave! Along the way, you encounter a hero. He asks what you're doing. Don't you know the Overlord's castle is, like, right there? You explain everything that happened. The hero seems to think you're lying to him. He asks if you've been brainwashed by demons. What the nerve? You are very upset that this so-called hero would treat you like this and leave in a huff. You return to the village alone. Everyone was very worried about you. They surround you with thousands of questions and you tell them your story. As you explain, the Overlord never had any intentions to harm anyone here. You notice the looks of uncertainty in the crowd. People are whispering to each other while you speak. You are loudly interrupted by an older man. He rudely calls you a demon sympathizer. Fuck! The crowd is growing unruly. You don't understand. You only told them the truth. Do they not believe you? Everyone begins to speculate what must have actually happened. They weave elaborate lies and ask you to prove your innocence. How could you have returned without the aid of a hero, they ask? You could not have possibly escaped the Overlord on your own without harm. You must be conspiring with demons, trying to trick everyone to believing that they aren't horrible creatures. We know them to be, so they say. Get the fuck out, maiden. Understandable. Good day. I love that you could just leave. Have the people of your village always been blinded by their fears and hatred of things they never cared to know? You wonder how you missed that before. You are seized by the crowd, and voices from all sides are calling for a public execution. You are to be burned at the stake. You don't want to die. Oh, that's a fucking sad image. Oh! You wonder, would it have been better to hide the truth? You don't like the thought of that. You have always lived honestly, so why has this happened? Why are you being punished? Oh my god, this ending's worse. You hear the dissenting voices of your family and of your family! Oh! But they, like you, are powerless against the momentum. They can only watch you burn, and you can only cry for them. You are so sorry. Oh, that ending sucks. I hate that one. Okay, return to the stage. We got a new trait. Obedient. So, my next thought is maybe go hero, but let me see. So, dutiful. Oh, if it's dutiful, you'll return to the village alone and get a bad end. I think all of these lead to a bad end, though. Man returns to the village alone. Wait, I need to check this now. Obedient, she runs from you. Hero slays the demons, dutiful. Obedient, you talk. Interesting. So, hungry, flee. Lets you into the castle, hungry. What? This is all so, like, backwards to me. I feel like I'm working backwards to try and figure out what the fuck is going on. There's another trait I'm missing. And it's right here, and it's with the maiden. So obviously, if the underling's hungry, you'll just always get the bad ending. Possessive, disloyal leads to this one. Possessive can also lead to this ending. What the fuck? Heroic can lead to this one or this one. Okay, what if the maiden doesn't return to the village alone? What if he's not dutiful? But he's already not dutiful. Oh, maybe? Like that? Let's try it. Introduce yourself. And obey her. He's covered in demon blood! You were frightened by the sight of him and run away. Fuck. We just got the same ending again. Okay, so. That is a step in the right direction, I think. Dutiful leads to here, and she returns to the... Oh, so both of these lead to the bad end. I'm stupid. The maiden chooses to leave. So there's something here we're missing. Oh, what I could do is I could play the hero. Flee. You can't return home, your reputation will be ruined. There we go. On your way to head over to the castle, you spot the maiden heading back towards the village. She could have come from the Overlord's castle, could she? This may be the exact maiden of your current seeking to rescue. You approach her with curiosity. You ask the maiden what she's doing. Doesn't she, know the Overlord's castle is, right there? It's dangerous. The maiden explains that she spoke with the Overlord, and it turns out the demons never had any diabolical plans to harm the village or anyone in it. Believe her story! There we go! You have no reason to assume she's lying to you. There we go, we got something different. That's progress. You tell her you're pretty surprised that everyone has been wrong about demons all along. Our townspeople must be informed of this immediately. The two of you return to the village. So now we're both returning to the village, so they might believe us this time. They've all been so worried, they pray for your bravery. The maiden quickly sets the record straight. There was nothing she needed to be rescued from in the first place. The villagers look to you for explanation. You politely inform them that this isn't your story to tell. She merely ran her on the way to the castle. She explains that the Overlord isn't interested in capturing maidens. The villagers turn to you again in disbelief. They are being subtle in how little they trust the maiden's story. You totally believe her, but to apply to save this fair citizens, you volunteer to speak to the demons personally, just in case. The crowd breaks into hushed whispers. You are too busy thinking about what a great and reliable hero you are to hear what they are saying. Oh, that is true. We might also both be burned. The town elder's voice breaks you out of your thoughts. He implores you to meet with the Overlord immediately and say they'll all keep an eye on the maiden until you return. You figure that sounds alright, but the mood is kind of intense for some reason. Did you miss something? You aren't sure what's going on, but you get the feeling it might be bad to leave the maiden on her alone. But suddenly she takes off running. Oh, you thought the two of you were in this together. Her actions have convinced the crowd to be obvious that she's been a liar and a witch from the start. People are shouting at you to hunt her down, and her demon friends down already, but that doesn't sound like a very heroic task. You can't help but feel these people are wrong. It's up to you to catch her and talk to the demons so in order to clear the misunderstanding. You valiantly dash after the maiden. But you were too late? Oh, she ran to the castle! Shit! What the? Through the unguarded gates, you spot a group of... Oh, no! Right, I have it on disloyal! The maiden, she was a fool to have trusted demons after all. Your hero's blood is boiling, you will avenge her death. Oh! You charge to the gates to eliminate every demon you see. What the fuck are you... I'm sorry! That's not funny! What the fuck are you doing, killing all my soldiers? The Overlord is angry. He vowed to exterminate her and all of humankind. You clash again and again, but the Overlord isn't going down easy. You're both dangerously... What the fuck? You're both dangerously low on health when everything goes black. Your quest has come abruptly to an end. Unlucky hero end. That is a new ending that gave us a new trait. Wait, that means... I think that means there can be 4 traits, not just 3. So we are now missing 2 for the maiden, 1 for the underling, and 1 for the Overlord. Damn! I thought we were somewhere. Okay, but now that we have trusting, I wanna go back to the maiden. Introduce yourself. Obey her. He was very surprised the demons don't seem to be all malicious, and you were raised to believe that. 2 of you returned to the village, hoped to communicate this with everyone. They've all been so worried and very glad that the hero brought you back. You quickly set the record straight. You weren't rescued because there was nothing to be rescued from in the first place. And we can't skip it. Okay. He tells you he ran into the castle, explain how the Overlord, the village is looking to the hero again. Hero claims that he believes your story, but volunteers to go talk to the demons himself, just to make absolute sure. The crowd breaks into hushed whispers. You're pretty... One second, I gotta check my phone. That's a work thing. Fuck me. I'll probably call it in anyways if I get called into work. Like, be like, hey, something's come up, I can't make it or something like that. What are you gonna do? Fire me for calling in support? Yeah, no. Looks like I don't have work yet. That's just gonna go off every hour. Okay. You're pretty shocked that everyone's this hesitant to believe you. Does this hero even trust you? You aren't sure anymore. An old man implores the hero to go speak with the Overlord immediately. He says you should be held prisoner and considering dangerous until the tune returns. Much to your disbelief, the crowd agrees with him. Because, of course, if you were conspiring with demons, they can't afford to let their guard down. The whole village would be slaughtered by these monsters. The hero isn't saying anything. You'd be tied up and tossed into a cell at this rate. You're going to be held captive. It's going to be the Overlord, not your fellow countrymen. So, now we get a new trait for her. Resolute. I'm grabbing the hero and running away. You've only announced that you're accompanying the hero to prove yourself. You'd rather risk what's out there instead of staying in the village that doesn't trust you. No one seems to know how to react. You grab the hero by the wrist and take off before anyone stops you. And now we're getting back to this ending. They're talking about assassinating the Overlord. Okay. Okay, so now we dash back. They're yelling again. The house is on fire. You pray. Underling gets killed, and we've been consumed by flames. That is a new trait that we got for the maiden, however. So that is a little better. Let's try to run that back without the disloyal trait. Introduce. Obey. Grab the hero. But as you approach the castle, you notice something gone terrible. It appears to be on fire. Since the Overlord said you have to be sure everyone's safe. You've already taken off before the hero can think of stopping you. You scan the fleeing demons, but the Overlord isn't among them. Against your better judgment, you rush into the burning castle to find her. 1 second. You quickly reach the Overlord's room, but the door is shut tight. The handle is too hot to the touch. You're too weak to force it open. You pound your fists against the door helplessly. What were you thinking? This is all because you've forgotten your role. Only a hero could pull this kind of thing off. You start to cough. The smoke is too thick, you can hardly breathe. You realize you haven't got much time left now. You desperately head towards the stairs to save yourself. But the fire spread faster than you expected. You won't make it outside. Fuck, that image is even fucking horrible. You can't help but laugh. What a joke, a maiden saving the Overlord. If you could just stay true to your role, things would have ended like this. This is exactly the kind of punishment you deserve. You let the demon fire cleanse your rotten soul. New ending, the Selfless Maiden. That's a new ending. Okay, bad end. Okay, we have a few more things that have opened up. Obedient. And that leads to this ending. So, both of these paths lead to this. Okay, but what could be worse than this ending? This is bad end theater, my friends. I think they're all gonna be pretty bad. We're just trying to find the good ending. Which is surprising. Hungary. Oh, flee, diplomatic, and hungry. So we add hungry to the underling. And we go back to the hero. We flee, right? And then we gotta be diplomatic. But they seem to trust you. That was easy. The Overlord is alone. You ask about the maiden, but the Overlord doesn't seem to know what you're talking about. Was she really never here? You wonder what could have happened to her. The Overlord said that she wishes she could help you, but you're the first human that comes here in forever, at least that she knows of. You think of how you probably shouldn't trust her, seeing as she's a demon and all, but you can't really prove she's lying. You apologize for the intrusion and return home to your village. The maiden was never found. We got the useless hero end. We're just looking for the good ending. I will hold you to that. I will find the good ending, I swear to you. I am a determined motherfucker. I will find the good ending to this game. See, we got 13 of 41. We're just trying to complete every branch. So, we've now completed this branch. Now, what we gotta do is turn off hunger and turn on possessive. Because antisocial, she'll just send it away. Visitors filled with determination! Here I am, baby! Flee. Diplomatic. Now we can go inside. No time to hesitate. Ask the maiden what's going on. And we can skip this part, but the Overlord objects to this. The maiden tries to tell her that she'll come right back, but the Overlord refuses to hear it. Hello, this isn't even Undertale. It might as well be with how determined I am to get the good ending. The maiden seems nervous. As a hero, it's your job to mediate situations like these. You tell the Overlord that she doesn't let the two of you go. You have to assume she's evil. You'll be forced to vanquish her. You leave me no choice. Whoa! The Overlord pauses before suddenly jumping on you as you are helpless and she disembowels you with her claws. How horrible. You came all this way only to meet with this cruel fate. You should have destroyed these evil creatures while you had the chance. Your dying wish is for the maiden to somehow make it out alive. Now what we should do is switch to the maiden's perspective. Like, let's look at the tree. Got this. It gave him a bad ending. So what if... Where is it? Chooses to leave, not chooses to leave. Diplomatic, possessive, disloyal leads to this ending. So we turn on possessive and disloyal. Possessive, disloyal, go to the maiden. Introduce yourself. But the Overlord rejects the hero's suggestion. You tell her your plan on returning soon, but she isn't having it. You feel nervous. The hero puts on a brave face for you. If you won't let her go, maybe you demons are evil after all, and if you are, I'll be forced to vanquish you. 1 second, I'm checking my Discord messages real quick. Oh my god, bad in theater from Calzone. Okay. You leave me no choice, and then the Overlord rips the hero to shreds. You want to- Oh, my baby! She's so sweet! I love the maiden. I think Maiden's my favorite character. You want to cry, but the screams catches you in your throat. You watch, but because you can't look away. Has she really been lying to you? You wonder if this is your punishment for questioning the divine plan. The Overlord approaches you now. You back yourself into a corner. Her expression is complicated. Being captured by the Overlord in a horrible way like this was your destiny after all. Oh shit! But the Overlord stops, or rather, someone has stopped her. Whatever held back you screamed before doesn't stop you this time. The Overlord is being ripped to shreds by one of the demon underlings. You think you recognize them, but it's hard to tell with all the blood. Everyone stops moving. The room is silent, save for the underlings' heavy breathing. You thank them for what they've done, even though it was awful. You feel you've been rescued from a terrible fate. They look at you confused for a moment, but then they puff out their chests. You should probably go home. This place is dangerous. You follow their advice and make your way out of the castle. You decide never to leave home again for the rest of your life. Escaped Maiden Ending B. Wow. Okay. So, we got that ending. There is another one where the underling isn't disloyal, though, so let's switch that and go here. We're just polite. She vows to keep you very safe from now on. You're afraid of finding out what that means, but there's no one left to save you. You belong to the Overlord now. Captured Maiden Ending A. I'm just trying to get all the endings so that way I can figure out how to get their true endings, like it says at the bottom. Okay. We got all of the heroes' traits. So now we can immediately link that back to this tree. So. Dutiful. Heroic. Dutiful and heroic are the ones that we need to add now. Stays with the Overlord. So, she can't be possessive. I'm guessing. Stays with the Overlord. Diplomatic. Disloyal leads to here again. So we're gonna turn off disloyal. Turn off possessive. Dutiful. Dutiful and heroic. Okay. We turn off diplomatic, turn on hero and dutiful and maiden. I'm polite. The hero barges into the room. His clothes are stained by a dark liquid dripping from his weapon too. You realize it must be demon blood, but something horrible has happened. The hero suddenly dashes towards the Overlord's sword drawn. Martyr? No! No! God damn it. Martyr! You selfishly throw yourself in front of the hero's blade, acting as a shield. It's funny. You think you could have imagined this would have been the way you died. The roles are all switched around, but it feels right to you somehow. You are glad your destiny turns out to be saving someone rather than being saved yourself. As your vision fades, you hope that everything turns out alright for your new friend. Sacrificial Maid ending. Fuck, so we got her 4th trait. That was the goal of that, to get the 4th trait of that one. Martyr is her 4th trait. So if I hadn't done that, I would have gotten a new ending. We have almost all of the Maiden's endings. See the Overlord alone. Disloyal leads to here, and then there's something with the underling that we're missing. Okay, so... Underling returns. Dutiful. Underling returns. Okay, so if the underling devours the maiden, which is the hungry trait, they return to the castle, but if it has dutiful on, it leads to this ending. Okay, so we're gonna try that. So dutiful is on, polite is on, we're gonna keep martyr on, I don't really care about that. We're going to the underling's perspective. Dude, all these endings are the worst! I still think that execution ending was actually the worst ending. She's surprisingly cool with it. Change of atmosphere is nice. Gobble her up. Nom 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 nom. Maidens aren't the best meal, but you figured you should live up to your demon name and strike back against the humans. Start devouring the maiden without so much as a second thought and feel quite proud of it. Other humans would surely praise you with curses if they were around to see it. Oh man, if only someone could watch. Time to find audience for your evil deeds. You wander into the nearby village. Oh! People are screaming! What the fuck is happening? We haven't done anything yet. Put on a show. Or change your mind. I'm going to leave. You figure if people are this upset at just the sight of you, they won't fully appreciate any terrible acts you commit. Also, they might fight back. That probably would have ended well. You're just one little underling, after all. This day, Little day out has been adequate, refreshing, and you return to the castle thinking you'll take a nap. After a few hours of sleep, you're rudely awakened by the sound of battle. You emerge from your room and find a hero that has slaughtered many of your friends and work associates. So, now there's multiple endings we can do here. Save yourself. You look around at the lifeless forms. You feel guilty until you remember your role. You're not anything but a demon. This kind of thing is to expect of you. Maybe you'll start a new life, where you'll live peacefully alone in some deep dark forest somewhere. Deserter Underling ending. Let's go back to the tree. So now, we've gotten Come Back and Dutiful. Underling. So Coward is the next way. Okay. So I'm assuming if I stay, I get another ending, so let's go back to the Underling and stay this time. Gobble her. Put on a show! There's a lot of horrible not deaths, there's a lot of horrible just death. Sorry, I'm eating popping boba. You attack the nearest human. He is old and weak and his bones crunch delightfully. Your audience screams louder, applause. You think, hey, this is actually pretty fun. I should take a revenge like this a lot sooner. As you consider your bloodthirsty task striking the villager, you fail to notice a sword-wielding hero running towards you. He takes you out in one swift blow. You're just an underling after all. As you die, you think, that was totally worth it. The curtain closes. Performer Underling. That was kind of a funny ending. Well, I'm not gonna lie. In some dark, fucked up way, that was a pretty funny ending. Bad end. So we got those bad ends. If the hero's not dutiful, we can return to the castle and get this one. I'm guessing this one's the coward ending, too. Let me get that one. God, this is all so, like, confusing and shit. Okay. I think next up, Tyrant, Disloyal, Hungry, Returns, Disloyal again, and Coward. That's what we need. So let's turn off all these other traits. Check it again. Yeah, Hungry, I return to the castle. Okay. Oh, what the fuck? I gobble, 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 gobble. Nom, 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 nom. Change your mind. Let's kill the Overlord. Chicken out. You don't want to kill her. You can't go through with it. You try to leave the room, but your friend's blocking the exit. In a panic whisper, you ask them to let you out. This seems to have been the way of testing your loyalty. You tell them this is pretty fucked up, and you ask again to be let out. The Overlord sits in bed while your head turns. The demons shut the door. You scramble into the closet to hide before she wakes up and sees you. There's nothing you could possibly say to survive this. Oh no! You tremble. You can't believe those assholes would bully you like this. You feel like crying. Lights flicker at your feet. It doesn't take long to realize they've set the room on fire. You hear the Overlord trying to get the door open to no avail. You're both trapped. That's fucked. Too afraid to move, you resign yourself to a fate. You and the Overlord burn together. Cowardly Underling ending. That's fucked. That is actually a fucked ending. Going into a closet, realizing they're gonna set the room on fire. Okay. So, 20 out of 41. Not bad. I'm almost there. Underling, and then we already know that's a bad ending. This is another Underling trait we haven't gotten. Okay, so let's see the path to get this bad ending once again. Underling, granted the day off. Polite, so we gotta add polite to the maiden. Antisocial, obedient, trusting. Okay, antisocial, obedient, trusting, and polite. So those two are on. Antisocial and trusting. To get this ending. So now we're gonna be polite. You're in a good mood today. I'm scared of dying in my home too, even if that's not the underling's home, it may as well be. They seem to be getting along, so you decided it's about time to take a nap. You don't get much sleep. So, do I do disloyal here? I actually forgot. Let's kill the Overlord, sure. You and your friends turn around and notice a maiden. It'd be bad for you if the Overlord found out about this. Captor! We found his 4th trait. We already know that's a bad ending. Really, how'd you guess that? Toss her in the dungeon. You and your friends seize the maiden and bring her to the dungeon. It's empty. Save for decorative skills. They only are there to make it feel more spooky. The maiden is very upset. You leave her in a cell and continue scheming with your friends. But now a hero arrived at the front gates. He asked about the maiden, perhaps the very one you just locked up. The gatekeeper who must have seen what happens told the hero exactly what happened. What an idiot, you think. Why give the hero an excuse to start slaughtering you? The hero yells, prepare to face justice, and other such cliche hero lines before driving his sword into the gatekeeper's torso. You're small compared to a lot of your friends, so you're able to slip away without getting cut up by that sword. You're getting to think if the hero took down the Overlord for you, everything might actually work out in your favor. You wait things to die down outside before poking your head back out. They spot the Overlord. Oh, wait! This is the... Shit. Okay, I know what this is. Weapons come out. You hit the back of the hero's head, knocking him out. What are you doing? Couldn't you tell this was a duel? You don't respond. You have to carry out your assassination. You prepare to face doggone Jester, really. You tackle her and rip her to shreds with your claws until she stops moving. You finish off the hero next. You can't let him revive and come after you later. Kind of a cheap victory, but doesn't make any difference. Anyone who manages to survive comes out crawling out of their hiding spots. You are the new ruler of your castle. You live in fear that they will one day betray you. We got another Underlord ending? Okay. Did that get me this ending? Yes, it did. Okay. Resolute. There's another one I need to turn on to get to here. Resolute. Let's do it. So, you need to be resolute now. And hear her out. Let's kill her. There we go. You and your friends turn to notice a pair of humans have overheard your entire conversation. They tuck it off into the castle and are heading into the Overlord's room. Fuck! The Overlord will kill you for sure if she finds out you were conspiring to take her out. You dash into the castle after the humans. Sure enough, the maiden already frantically telling the Overlord everything. You shout that the humans are liars. Your friends soon arrive to back you up, except they don't. Instead, they blame you for the whole thing. They cry that this is all your idea, and that they're just going with the flow, too scared to refuse your crazy plan. You can't believe it. They tell such an Overlord such a blatant lie. You always knew better than to trust them. You're the only one who didn't have a choice here. You shout at each other until the Overlord demands silence. Regardless of who led this conspiracy, I have no choice but to punish everyone to keep you on your pace, crushed beneath my heel. She sounds tough, but lately all she does is sleep. You doubt her strength. You hear your traitor's friends mutter something about going back to Plan A, and suddenly the door slams shut. You're trapped in here with the Overlord and two humans. Then the room bursts into flames. You pound on the door, screaming curses at those who betrayed you. The hero joins you, vowing to slay the lot of them. You wish you'd get that chance. The Overlord grabs you by the throat. You cry for mercy. You were forced into this mess. You were sure now that they would kill you if you'd sided with her. But the Overlord doesn't hear you please. She drives her claws into your chest. At least she made it quick. So that's the ending that we keep getting. So that means this fourth trait down here is probably involving the Underlord. Oh god. Diplomatic and possessive leads to here. Disloyal. Okay. Diplomatic, possessive. Your Overlord voice is sexy. Thank you? Question mark? Skipaloo. God, quit yelling. What the fuck? Bottom line. Can I skip? Okay. So, it's disloyal. You sneak up on the Overlord's room, but there's a couple of humans in there. You watch the scene unfold. You aren't sure why, but the Overlord suddenly cuts down the hero. She reports the maiden you brought into her earlier. With the Overlord distracted, you figured this is a good time, a chance. You launch a sneak attack right into your back. She flinches, giving you to take advantage of your down. You rip the Overlord apart until she stops moving. That being said, if we ever dubbed this, I wouldn't mind being the maiden. Oh my god. That was messier than you'd like it to be. The maiden mutters something from the corner. Thank you for saving me. It wasn't your intention, but it sounds like you did something heroic. You tell the maiden to go home. This place is dangerous. She follows your advice and leaves the castle. Your castle. You are the new Overlord. Heroic underling ending. You'd be the underling. Who's the hero then? Like, if I'm the Overlord and Titan's the maiden and Lonely's the underling, who's the hero? Arc. I mean, that's true. Okay, so that's a bad end. We need the last of this trait. Okay, I think how to get to this one is very easy, and I will show you. Quit your yelling. She's actually not so bad, guys! Your friends seem pretty disappointed. They apologize to you, but before you can ask what they're sorry about, one of them suddenly seizes you. Turb! Someone who's still loyal to the Overlord really has no place in our castle, you understand, right? The claws tighten around your neck. You don't bother to struggle, you're outnumbered, and you already know how things like this end. This is a pretty messed up thing to do to a friend, you tell them. They slit your throat in response. Faithful underling ending. So we got that ending. We almost got all of the underlings' endings. Well... What? Okay, so... Tyrant... into not dutiful? It's like that. Ah, fuck, I don't remember what to do here, so... Okay, I can't skip. Now you're sick of this. You agree that it's time to change. You like the sound of that. Friends aren't very impressed. You show them. You talk more about assassinating things when you get back to it, which satisfies them. You sneak out of the castle and have some fun. Fuck. I actually don't know what I'm doing. Let's kill the Overlord? Time to die? I actually don't know if I did that correct. Yeah, no, I didn't. Okay. I didn't do that right. So... Dutiful off or on? I'm so confused! Oh! Devours the maiden. That's what I need to do. Nom 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 nom. Change your mind. You've admitted that you haven't given very much thought to it. Your friends question their loyalty. Whether or not you actually agree with them beneath the shield. Your friends follow you outside the castle to talk more about the plan. You're curious if they have an idea how they want to go about this. They figured they'd just lock her in a room and set it on fire. What a stupid plan. Oh, I can skip. Fuck, I'm not doing this right. Something's wrong. Okay, something's wrong. I don't know what I have to do to get to here. So, Tyrant, Disloyal, Hungry, Return to the Castle, Hero Behavior, Dutiful. Did I not? Oh, I'm stupid. I needed to turn on Dutiful. Overthrow. I can't see my mouse. There we go. Nom 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 nom. Nom 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 nom. Oh, here we go. Avenge your fallen comrades. Who does this guy think he is, coming in here killing everyone like some maniac? What did we ever do to him? You lunge at him while he's busy driving his sword into the guard who brought food to you whenever they noticed you were feeling kind of down. You like that guard. You wish with all your demon hearts for this hero to suffer for his deeds. You bite into him, tearing flesh and blood, and tastes like iron. The hero struggles, you feel his sword go through, but there's no pain, only retribution. Most of your comrades pile onto him as conscious as fades. The hero has overtaken, your army has won. You have earned your rest. Victorious Underling ending. So that is almost all the Underling endings. I need to get this final trait. So, what we're going to do is Not Hungry, Polite Maiden, Disloyal as well. So, Disloyal, Obedient, Trusting, Resolute. Polite, Obedient, Trusting, Resolute. Polite? I already forgot. Wait, I'm doing the Underling. Yeah, I'm doing the Underling. Polite, Obedient, Obedient. God. Trusting, Resolute. Trusting and Resolute is the one that I need. Trusting, Resolute. Oh, but I can't get this ending until okay. So. We're going to this tree now. Oh, this is gonna take forever. Okay, so, wait. So, pause. We're going to get the rest of these endings first before we get the final trait, because that final trait is going to lead to the true ending. If that makes sense. Okay, so here, antisocial, slays, obedient, and that's an ending. So, antisocial and obedient. Oh yeah, it's dutiful. As she runs from you, for some reason, you wonder what all that, but then you remember you're covered in demon blood. Not wanting to look like a crazy person chasing after her, you nonchalantly walk back to town. As you walk past the town square, you notice the whole village is crowding around you. Is that the maiden you saw earlier? She's bound to a wooden stake. The crowd is in a frenzy. Smoke begins to rise, and you stand idly by as the flames consume the maiden. She must have done something horrible to deserve that. You decide to call it a day and return home, but you can't escape this sinking feeling. And maybe you aren't cut out for this role. Spectator hero ending. We got the spectator hero ending, so that's this ending. We have one more to get for the hero, and it goes dutiful, tries to slay the overlord, martyr. Oh, we're adding martyr? Shit. So it's just dutiful twice, and then heroic, basically, and then martyr has to be active. Okay. Oh, I'm gonna hate this. Dutiful. Dutiful. Heroic. You lunge forward to put an end to the evil overlord, but your blade pierces the maiden instead. She has sacrificed herself to protect this demon. It takes a moment to recover from the shock. The overlord wails, Why did you do that?" You're not sure if the question is directed at you. The overlord strikes you as a vengeful rage. You parry and she is slain. Your sword feels heavy. You look at your hands, your clothes, blood. So much blood. You look at the fallen maiden, wondering what to tell the townspeople. Why would she protect the overlord? She must have been brainwashed by demonic magic. You pick up the overlord's head, wrapping it in your cape, and begin your long journey back to town. You will say that you were too late, that nothing could have been done for the girl, but the overlord is slain. There will be celebration. Loyal hero ending. Fuck, that's fucked up. Well, I have to get all the endings. I'm just kind of going through, getting all the paths, and then we'll go back to the Overlord. Okay, so here, disloyal. Okay, so starting from here, maiden meets, antisocial, obedience, trusting, turns to see the Overlord alone. Disloyal gets us this, but captor gives us this. Okay, he lied, he's no hero. I agree. Okay. So, antisocial, trusting, and disloyal. Antisocial, trusting, disloyal. Do I be polite? I think. Obey. Leave on your own. You can prove yourself without anyone's help. You make a run for the Overlord's castle, leaving the hero behind. A suspicious group of demons stands just outside the entrance. They're talking about assassinating the Overlord. They immediately notice you overheard them. The underling you recognize from before is the first to do something. This is just the way it has to be! They suddenly attack you for that moment. You regret having ever trusted the demon. You die instantly. There we go, slaughtered maiden ending. And then we change this from disloyal to captor. No, wait, we do disloyal, but we do captor. I'm getting there! We will do this! God! Introduce. Obedient. Leave on your own. They immediately notice you overheard them. They decide to lock you up in the dungeon before you can cause any trouble. You cry out, but the demons ignore your protests. You can't believe you escaped possibly being thrown in a cell back on your way to the village, only to be tossed in an awful place. This is terrible. Who's going to keep those demons from harming the Overlord? You hope she can fend for herself. You surely can't. You hear the sounds of battle echoing through the halls outside. The hero follow you. If he's out there, your cries don't reach him. After a while, the violence seems to die down. It's impossible to tell what happened. You continue to wait, but no one comes for you. Unable to escape, you rot in that cell. Imprisoned maiden ending. Okay. So there's that one. Okay, so the last one we need to get for the maiden before we unlock all the true endings is... and not antisocial. Stays with the Overlord. Dutiful and heroic. Dutiful and heroic is all we need. Introduce yourself. As you think that, a hero enters the room and suddenly dashes towards the Overlord, sword drawn. Do nothing. The hero's blade pierces the Overlord and she lets out a horrible scream. You flinch. The Overlord is slain. The hero smiles and holds his hand out to you, saying it's time to go home. His glove is drenched in blood. Hesitantly, you take his hand. The hero guides you through the castle, past the corpses of his enemies. You try to keep your eyes at your feet. There's blood everywhere. You shut your eyes, but even then, you can't escape the smell. All of this was because of you, wasn't it? You exit the castle, and the hero leads you back to the village. Everyone celebrates the hero's great triumph over the demons. You feel sick, but you take part in the festivities regardless. Complacent maiden ending. Reset the stage. So now, we have all the endings for the hero. No, wait. Oh, wait. We don't have any true endings yet. We don't have all their true endings because we need to do the Overlord's branches. I wanted to save her for last. I like her. Let the Enderling have a day off. Allow the maiden to stay in chat. Dutiful, heroic, and martyr. Let's start with that. So, dutiful, heroic, martyr. Or actually, we'll start just with dutiful, then we'll go heroic, then we'll go martyr. Grant them the day off. Let her stay. You notice the sound of battles have started to ring through the castle halls. The maiden's getting nervous, but you reassure her it's only your underlings roughhousing, no big deal. You know it's probably a hero, but you don't want to upset the maiden by telling her that. Your army will take care of it. It isn't long before the hero bursts into your room. But he shouldn't have made it this way. Why didn't they stop him? The hero just stands there, unsure of himself. He's covered in demon blood. As the maiden speaks to him, trying to explain the situation, you move past the hero and out the door. You're not thinking clearly. Seeing your servants' bodies in pieces all strewn about the castle has really taken it out of you. The hero did this. There was so much blood. Why did he come here for the maiden? Why did he come here for the maiden? Did he think she needed rescuing? There was no one for this hero to save. There was never any harm meant for anyone. You were just talking to her. Why has it turned out like this? The hero starts blabbering insincere apologies and excuses, realizing his wrongdoings, but you are far beyond hearing that kind of bullshit. You have had it with these humans, always monitoring your servants for no reason. You can no longer hold yourself back and lash out at the hero. When you regain control, there's nothing left of the hero. The mating has fled in terror. You are alone. Wrathful Overlord ending. So now, heroic. Skippy-doo, you get the day off. Let her stay. You feel a sudden sharp pain through your back. You look down to see a blade protruding from your chest. Oh, that was careless of you. So this is how you die, stabbed in the back by some cowardly hero. What a joke. You're supposed to be the ruthless one. That's right, humans can't be trusted. Not if this is what they're capable of. You should have remembered that before letting one in. You watch as the hero takes the maiden hand, leading her way through the sea of corpses he'd left in his wake. Captured by a demon, at least she got what she came here for. You join your army in eternal slumber. Slain Overlord ending. So now, Martyr. This last one for this run. Day off! Stay for a while. The maiden shouts something behind you, and you turn just in time to see her throw herself between you and the hero's blade. It pierces her chest and she falls to the floor lifeless. As the pool of blood beneath her grows, so does your rage. This hero has taken everyone from you now. You lose control. And the hero is obliterated. But your hatred for humans has not yet been satiated. You go on to destroy all of them and become the new ruler of the entire world. Vengeful Overlord ending A. Fuck. That's fucking sick. Okay. Diplomatic and then possessive. Leads to this ending. So, diplomatic. It's the only one we need to turn on right now. Day off! You can stay. And now we're keeping her. The maiden came here to be captured, but by you, didn't she? You'll grant her wish. You tell the hero you won't let him take her back home. The maiden assures you she'll be back, but you don't budge. The hero is cautious now. If you won't let her go, maybe you demons are evil after all. And if you are, I'll be first to vanquish you. You have no choice. You destroy the hero before he can steal your maiden away. She's frightened. You don't understand why. Didn't she say she preferred this place to her village? Now she doesn't have time to leave. You take a step towards the maiden. She backs herself into a corner. You don't understand. She wanted to stay here with you. The hero was trying to get in the way of that. You had to kill him. The hero got what he deserved. You'll be sure to keep the maiden very safe from now on. Selfish Overlord. Okay, so we've gotten the bad endings up here. If we don't turn on diplomatic, the Overlord lets the maiden go. Okay, so obedient can also lead to here. Trusting, resolute, disloyal leads to these. So let's go for these 3 down here, then we'll go for the 2 up here. So, tyrant, hungry, dutiful. So, now you're a hungry bitch, and now you're dutiful. So now I don't allow the day off. Get back to work! You give them a lecture about responsibility and unquestioning obedience. Your servant ought to do what they are told, whether they like it or not. They look really unhappy with you, but you're sure they'll thank you for this later. Venturing too far from the castle tends to spell death. You dismiss the underling and lie down in your nice, comfy overlord bed. All the lecturing made you want to take a nap. You fall asleep pretty quickly. Just another one of your amazing talents as an overlord. You awake to a huge commotion outside. A hero has shown up and started totally murdering your soldiers. What the hell, guy? You rush out into the battlefield to confront the jerkwad. You curse at him and very rudely inquire his reasons for doing all this. The hero yells at you, demanding to return the maiden you're holding captive. You don't know what he's talking about, but you can't forget of his actions. You do battle with the hero, but he has grown strong from cutting down your army. You are unable to defeat him. With decisive swings, he stabs and cuts you into pieces. You fall. You have failed your subjects. You spit curses weakly. You wish you'd been stronger. Maybe you were never suited to be the overlord in the first place. The truth was, you were never that much more powerful than demons who served you. It was the title, the control that gave you strength. These are your thoughts as you are swallowed by darkness. Conquered Overlord. Okay. I know I keep checking this. Ever since Lonely told me about this, I've just been like, yeah, that's how I get this ending. Tyrant, Hungy, Overlord Awakens, Disloyal is the next ending. So Hungry and Disloyal. Get back to work. Sorries. What are you sorry for? No, you're good. I don't mind having a little cheat sheet. If it makes the game better, it makes the game better. Get back to work. You are awakened by one of your underlings. They brought a hero who's inquiring about a missing maiden. You tell him you don't know anything. Humans never really visit this place. He believes you and goes home. To your surprise, he figured he might try to fight you. But you're glad to get your nap instead. Until you wake up to something completely unexpected. One of your underlings is tearing your throat out. You try to struggle, but you can't tell. But you can tell you've already mortally wounded. What have you done to deserve this kind of ending? You curse at them, choking on your own blood. You die wondering if you could have done anything to prevent this. Assassinated Overlord ending. Alright. So, trusting. That's confusing. Trusting. Why would this lead to a different ending? Hungry? Awaken? Maybe it's not disloyal, but it's trusting? We'll try it. Go! Yeah, no, that did not work. So what we need to do is turn off disloyal. Get back to work! What the fuck? Okay. What am I doing wrong? Trusting. That's a hero behavior that I'm confused about. Why would trusting get us here? Obedient. Maybe it also means, like, resolute as well? Maybe? Trusting and resolute is up here, though, so that would lead to this. What? That's so confusing. Why is there a hero behavior down here that's trusting? If that just leads to the ending where my room setup plays. I'll try activating both of them. Again. Get back to work. That doesn't work. I'm confused. And now I need to ban another bot from my stream. That's so confusing, actually. How does the hero's trusting behavior influence this? Maybe, I'm so confused. Tells the maiden to go home, and if they're obedient, it leads here. Coward leads to this ending. Disloyal, trusting. I'm so confused. Obedient, maybe? Maybe. We'll see. We'll try that. Go back to work. That did not work. Oh, God, what is this? I'm so confused by this behavior. Maybe not hungry? It says maybe not hungry, but that doesn't make sense. Okay, I'll try that. Okay. Get back to work. There we go. You thought you told the underling to do their job, not drag strangers into your room. Looks like they took an unauthorized breakaway from the castle. You scolded them, but ultimately you were a little uninterested in this guess, so let them off easy. That underling's not so bad. It's a maiden from the nearby village. She says her role should be captured by you. The maiden goes on to say that she's been getting impatient thinking about her impending capture. She's come to speed things along. You appreciate her honesty, but regret to inform her you never had any plans of capturing humans. Oh, I can just skip. We've already done this. Antisocial. You love to have conversations in the world with your new friend, but having a human girl here would definitely cause trouble. You put on a mean face and tell her to get lost. The maiden does what she's told and takes her leave. Figured you might as well go back to bed. But you don't get to rest for long. Wait, why? Why'd that happen? As the Overlord, your job to take charge in these kind of situations, you rush out to end this hero's pitiful existence. Vile demons, I shouldn't have believed you for a second. Oh! That you were anything but pure evil, I'll exterminate you all. You don't really get what he's saying on about, but you engage regardless. A girl's gotta defend her people. You lash again and again, but the hero is going down easy. You're both dangerously low on health, waiting for the other to make a move when one of your underlings appears behind him. They knock the hero unconscious. You kind of appreciate, but they can't see this was a duel? They don't respond. You see murderous intent. Your servant tackles you, tearing you apart with their claws. You struggle and retaliate. They've done too much damage, you can barely move now. Your blood is everywhere, you can't believe this has happened to you. Why has this happened to you? You have been slain by your old underling. There we go. Okay, so now the final path is day off. So, diplomatic, trusting, resolute, and disloyal. Diplomatic, trusting, resolute, disloyal. Diplomatic, resolute. I'm checking. I'm just double checking my work. Diplomatic needs to hear. So underling has the day off. The Overlord allows the maiden to stay in chat. Then we go diplomatic, lets the maiden go, trusting, resolute, disloyal. And then we get to these endings. Okay. Okay, here we go. You can have the day off. You can stay. And let them go. The maiden suddenly bursts into your room, accompanied by the hero. She's trying to frantically communicate something to you, but you're still half asleep. They're trailing you, a group of demons is after your life. You still don't grasp the urgency of the situation. One of your underlings barges in next, shouting that the humans are liars. They followed by another group of demons, crying that everything was that first underling's plan. Everyone is shouting now, and it's very annoying. You yell at them all to shut their traps. You have no doubt that your servants would let their ambition cloud their judgment and lead to them trying to take your throne. Regardless of who led this conspiracy, I have no choice but to punish everyone, to keep you all in your place, crushed beneath my heel. Saying that makes you feel very Overlord-like. You aren't sure if you have the strength to back it up, though. Lately, all you do is sleep. The group demon starts muttering something about going back to Plan A and suddenly slam your door. You, the maiden, the hero, and one of your underlings are trapped inside. In an instant, the whole room is in flames. The underling pounds on the door, cursing at their friends for betraying them. The hero pounds on the door as well, vowing to slay the cowardly demons on the other side. So this is how you die, burned alive in your own room by those you thought you could trust. You should have expected this from a bunch of idiot demons, though. You notice the maiden crying. Why did she have to die over something that has nothing to do with her? Perhaps she was cursed from the moment she spoke to you. You wonder if you're cursed as well. So you're filled with anger and frustration you don't even know. So you've grabbed the underling those traitors blamed everything on. They cry for mercy, saying that they were dragged into this plot knowing they'd be killed if they took your side. They cry that they didn't want to have to kill you. You almost feel sorry for them. Yup, okay, so merciful is her final trait. You pierce their chest, hero backs away, and this is where we're going to get all of their endings. Because now, we have a way to get all the endings. Day off. You can talk to me. I'm gonna let you go. Forgive them. You release the underling. Killing them wouldn't make you feel any better. Besides, they've already gotten their punishment. You all burn together. Overlord's true ending, folks. We got the first of the 4 true endings. Before you take him back to reset the story once again, you pause for a moment. True end, you say to yourself. What's the point of all my efforts if the true end is this terrible? You must have forgotten where you are. This is the bad end theater. Is the pain setting in? Oh, but shouldn't be well aware of what you've shown when you entered this place. It's a problem I've seen quite often. At some point you grew attached to my little cast. You started to relate to their flaws, their plights. You started wishing for their happiness. But you aren't going to find that here in my theater. Oh, hi, Gaggle. My lovingly crafted labyrinth of suffering. Anyway, I hope you pardon the interruption. You're making great progress. The choice to continue to the next ending is always yours. I'll leave you to it, dear guest. Now, a letter flutters down from beyond the curtain. You found Lost Letter 4. Wait, how do I read these? Oh. What is this? Wait, what is this? Do you remember when we first met? I just had finished one of my scripts, one I was quite proud of, in fact. As I read it aloud, you happened to pass by. What about terrible ending, you said. Why should these poor fools have to die? You were so rude. You wouldn't accept any of my justifications, and yet, you managed to convince me it really would be better if everyone could live in harmony, however unrealistic that felt. I look back fondly on that day. Even now, I wonder if somewhere, you think of it too. Forever yours, Tragedy. Whoa, that's some new stuff. What is... Lonely, don't send me a photo of Gangle! I got a notification on my phone that I got a text, and it was just Lonely sending me a photo of... VRChat has released 2 new things. VRChat Journal, VRChat Anime Pathway. So, okay. We gotta get the other endings now. So, now we have all the components for getting the true endings to each of the characters. We just have to be disloyal as the underling. So I'm gonna go this way because of that letter. I have to be trusting into some... Flee! Diplomatic. Ask the maiden what's going on. Is she going to kill it as retribution? It continues to cry and make excuses, but the Overlord does nothing. To your surprise, she lets it go. Are demons capable of mercy? You guess it doesn't matter now. You all burn together. That's the hero's true ending. No matter the perspective, the true ending remains the same. That's what makes it true. You couldn't resist seeing it for yourself, though, could you? I wonder what will happen when you collect them all. Will you give in to despair, or... A letter flutters down from beyond the curtain. You found Lost Letter 1. My love, it just isn't fair at all, is it? For them to be force us apart like this. It's unreasonable, cruel. I had to find an outlet for this grief somehow, so I decided to write, and I'll keep writing until the day you find me once more, and then maybe we could write a story together. I'm waiting for that day. Forever yours, Tragedy. That's my alarm. I gotta check work stuff real quick, just to make sure I'm not working. I really want to finish this game. Okay, we're still on no night bookings, so I should be fine.
Hydrate, you bastard! Hydrate!
That scared the shit out of me. I have a little bit of... Okay, now we're on to the maiden. We just have to be resolute. Well, technically I should be polite as well. The Overlord spares the underling. You feel relieved, but doesn't make any difference. Will you all burn together? Maiden's true end. A letter flutters down from beyond the curtain. You found lost letter 2. Keep collecting bad endings for now, because I want to collect the final underling ending before I say that. My love, I've finally fulfilled a childhood dream of mine. Yes, that's right. I opened up my very own theater. You would be so proud if you could only see it. I know how much it would have meant to you to be at my side on opening night. I'm sorry for going ahead without you, but I thought, if my theater could just become world famous, then maybe you just might hear of it, wherever you are. Forever yours, Tragedy. Now for the underlings ending. We just can't be hungry, that's all I know. Disloyal. To your surprise, the Overlord spares you, or maybe she'd rather see you suffer instead. Looking around, you're just going from one end to another. The maiden is crying, the hero is silent. You'll all burn together. Underling's true end. A letter flows down from beyond the curtain. You found lost letter 3. Reset the stage. I've been feeling a little my love. I've been feeling a little depressed lately. Many patrons have come to my theater, but none so far have stayed to experience every tale in its entirety. The critics haven't exactly been kind, but I understand. My crowds aren't exactly crowd pleasers. Despite that, you always listen to the very end, and I'm grateful for that. Hope to see you again soon. Forever yours, Tragedy. Oh, shit! Now we have this. It can't end like this. You want to answer the maiden's prayers. You've decided to find a way to spare everyone. But retracing the paths you've seen so far, there doesn't seem to be any room to avoid a bad ending. Is there really nothing you can do to keep them all from getting killed in the end? If there's nothing you can do by acting from within their story, maybe it's time to take things into your own hands. Whoa! What is this? You are... You boldly insert yourself into the story and use your incredible powers to warp everyone to safety. You didn't know you could do that, but what's going on in here? You take a moment to get a look at yourself. You are you, but why are you pitch black? You feel that this body doesn't accurately represent you, but you move past it. The hero, mating, underling, and overlord have been staring at you too. They look at you. I'm in an isekai! They look like they don't really know what they're supposed to do right now. You guess that's because you're usually the one guiding them. What will you say to them? Hi, guys! You smile awkwardly and introduce yourself. The maiden is the first to respond. My prayers have been answered. You must be... Her god? No, you're merely the player. If there was any god, they'd be the final boss. Oh, no. That's just how these role-playing games go. Now you realize what the real true ending must be. Now, enough of this. I admit, I've been encouraging you all along, but a self-insert story. How passé. You watch helplessly as tragedy descends from the heavens. You didn't honestly believe that you were the only one who could force your way into the stage, did you? I am the narrator, storyteller, god of this world. Call me tragedy if you like. Darkness envelops your party. You don't mind if I send each of them back to relive one of their many bad endings, do you? You are alone in the darkness with me. Tragedy. I sincerely hope you've been enjoying my time in my theater. Though I can't abide you for stealing the show without permission, it's quite disrespectful. I want to see something new. Are you trying to say my bad endings have gone out of style? You have some nerve. The time I got transferred to save the main characters. You think defeating me might be the only way to see a better ending. That's all that's left for you, isn't it? Well, that does sound like it could be entertaining. Show me what you've got. Time to fight God! I am fighting God! The stage is set for your final battle. The stage is set for your final battle against me, the god of this world. What will you do now? How will you fight against tragedy itself? I'd love to see it. Defend. You try to closing off your heart to protect yourself, but you don't make it feel any better. Oh, is that all? You'll never defeat me like that. Wait, let me try again. I'm attacking. You try your best to tear me down, but you can't seem to do any damage. You don't truly exist in this world, after all. Perhaps you don't understand just how outclassed you are. Fuck, dude! Please don't play clever! Behold my beautifully tragic tales! Doesn't seeing them all again make your heart ache? You witness all 41 of my painstakingly crafted endings. You must be as much of a masochist as me. I commend you, though. Surely these characters have a special place in your heart. One second, my stream's paused on my end. They're still suffering backstage, you know. It's a shame they couldn't make it here to the end of the world. That's right, you came here to save them. You can't do this alone. Summon! You find the hero in his house hunched over a sewing table. Your sudden intrusion scares the hell out of the poor guy. Are you some kind of demon? You explain that no, you're not a demon. You, however, can explain it in a way the hero can understand. Instead, you ask what he's sewing. Oh, this? I craft all my own hero gear. You sense his pride in his hobby. You wonder if the costumes are what attracted him to the role of hero. Would you like some clothes? You don't seem to be wearing any. You remember the state of your body. Decides, yes, some clothes from the hero would be nice. He is overjoyed by your answer. Apparently his outfits are too gaudy for the other townsfolk, so no one else wants them. The true end for this hero suddenly becomes clear. You offer to change his fate. I could make a living as a tailor rather than a hero? Please tell me what I can do to reach that dream. The hero will now fight alongside you. Hi, hero! Whoa! Animate sprites! That's cool! I agree to follow you, but I didn't expect to face something like this. The hero has arrived. We really couldn't have had a final boss fight without him. You're the one who's been killing us, murderer! I can't truly call myself a hero until I see you defeated. We'll see about that. Tragedy attacks with a terrible fate. Oh! Your HP 37, shit. I need to just keep summoning. You happen to find the maiden as she exits the church, her heart set on meeting a demon. Perfect timing. She approaches you, having already taken notice of your odd form. Excuse me, are you a traveler? I've never seen anyone like you before. You explain that no, you are not a traveler. Well, maybe you are in a sense, you've come all this way. The maiden regards you with excited curiosity. Then perhaps you might be a demon. I was hoping I would meet one today. You think of all the terrible fates that hope would bring about. She's the catalyst of the story, after all. My role as a maiden is to be captured by the Overlord, but you see, I've grown tired of waiting. You remember this part. She wants to understand her world better, and so You ask what it is that she's really hoping to gain from this. The maiden is confused by her question. Perhaps it was simply as wanting to reach the place she felt like she belonged. The true ending for this maiden suddenly becomes clear. You offer to change her fate. If there's something I can do to find fulfillment, then please guide me. The maiden will now fight alongside you. Oh, I love her sprite. It's so cute. What is this horrible creature? You wound me, dear maiden. Is tragedy really such a terrible thing to behold? I remember now. I remember all the awful things you put us through. Then this should be familiar to you as well. Tragedy attacks with a terrible fate. The maiden's fate. Oh. I'm gonna summon. You approach the gates of the Overlord's castle. The underling is on guard as you expected. They call out to you. The other demon guard is sound asleep. You're a pretty looking intruder. What do you want? You explain that no, you're not an intruder, although you're definitely intruding into their story right now. You tell the underling that you've come to save them from tragedy. Okay, try to let me from my boredom first. I hate this job. The underling snickers. You ask what kind of job they'd rather have. It'd be best if I didn't have to work at all, or just live a carefree life and never get bossed around or picked on. You think of the underling's friends who had bullied them into an assassination plot, only to betray them at the end. If they kept better company, maybe they wouldn't feel so restless. The true end for the underling son becomes clear. You offer to change their fate. So there's a way that even work can be fun? Sounds fake, but I'll tag along with you just in case. The underling will now fight alongside you. Wow, that's a good one. Wait, what the fuck? You didn't say anything about a boss fight! The underling! You must be desperate to call on such an unreliable ally. Ha, if I beat this guy off, all my problems will be solved. Oh, but it won't be that easy! Tragedy attacks with a terrible fate. It hurts me. The Overlord! You enter the Overlord's room, relieved to see the fire contained to the torches on the wall. When you close the door behind you, the Overlord rises from her slumber. Who are you? Have you come to reside in my castle and serve me? You explain that no, you're not here to serve her. It's more like you've come to do her a favor. You ask why she spends all day sleeping instead of commanding her demon army. She'll ask in response, many of my underlings certainly think I should be more aggressive with the humans, like my father before me. His quest for revenge was endless and self-perpetuating. There's a reason I had to destroy him. You can't help but think this is a little late in the game to be getting some new backstory. I have no interest in waging war on the humans. I merely wish to be left alone, to live a peaceful, indulgent life in my castle. You realize she must actually be very lonely, only surrounded by soldiers instead of friends. No wonder she gets so attached to the maiden. The true ending for the Overlord suddenly becomes clear. You offer to change her fate. My own attempts at peace have been rather imperfect. If you offer a solution, then very well. I will follow you. The Overlord will now fight alongside you. I see. So this is tragedy. Aww. Ah, you brought the Overlord. I don't stand a chance now. You've prevented me from attaining peace for long enough. Prepare to die. I am not good at speaking. Haha! Hopefully you prepared to face your death as well. Tragedy attacks with a terrible fate. Okay. Haha! Now that the whole party is here, can you solve my final puzzle? Which combination of behaviors will open the path to your true endings? Show me. Shit! So... okay. I have to think about this from the perspective of other endings, so I'm thinking... Your reign of tenor ends here, tragedy. I refuse to give up. The hero uses his willpower to overcome tragedy. The tragedy is reeling. Okay, so willpower was correct. Hope, kindness, I think hope. Our true endings do exist. They simply must. The maiden hopes with all her heart to overcome tragedy. Tragedy is reeling. Okay, that was correct. Tenacity. Knock me down and I'll just come back stronger. The underling uses their tenacity to overcome fate. Tragedy is reeling. Ambition. I'll reach my true ends with my own power. The Overlord uses her ambitious nature to overcome tragedy. This is it. With everyone's hearts united, you take aim towards your best possible futures. You all unleash one final attack to destroy tragedy once and for all. Oh, we did it! You've done it! You've managed to defeat me! A tragic ending for tragedy itself. I love it! I must thank you all for fulfilling your roles perfectly. Thank you, hero. Thank you, maiden. Thank you, underling. Thank you, Overlord. Enough of this nonsense. We've defeated you, so die already. Don't worry. I'll be making my exit shortly. Finally, thank you the most of all. We couldn't have made it here without you. Yes, my bad end theater did contain a truly good ending after all. I knew it! I apologize for antagonizing you for so long. I waited to deliver a satisfactory story. Was I able to do it, I wonder? Wait, I'm satisfied or no? This doesn't feel like a good ending, though, from what I read in the letters. No. Well, I did my best. Happy endings should always come easily. Reality is not so kind. But you've earned this one. Here's your true ending. Your true ending. Oh, this is so nice. My god. It feels like I'm missing something, though. I think in all of this. Like, who was Tragedy talking to? Oh. That was a good song. I actually am not upset about that. Your true ending. Wow. Yeah, something's missing. I knew it! Something's missing. Oh. You're still here. The curtain is closed for the final time. I'm shutting down my theater. There are no more tragedies left for me to tell, after all. There is one more. Me. You'd like to know why I started this theater. Because I'm obsessed with bad endings, of course. You gently raise your fingers to the crack of my mask. Piece by piece, it falls apart into your hands, revealing... Oh! I should warn you, this might affect what you think of my stories. You can't help but compare my face to the maiden's. I'm not her, but it's not like she isn't me, necessarily. That's how it is with fiction. Would you like to hear, not another ending, but the truth? Tell me. Alright, one last story. You may already know this, but it doesn't have a happy ending. First, I'll set the stage. In a world, there's no such thing as demons, or even heroes, really. There was a girl eager to set out to fulfill some sort of destiny. That part was true. She met someone. Another girl. A running theme, isn't it? The maiden and the overlord. The two were inseparable, and for a time, everything was just wonderful. But their families, the communities they came from, neither could approve of their relationship. That is the reality for many. This pair was no different. Despite their best efforts, the world was intent on pulling them apart. We used to like the type of stories where love conquers all, where the strength of your love will pull you through any hardship and everything is okay in the end. I lost her. And then I started this theater. But this story... Huh? I'm okay! I'm gonna cry! Okay. I was hoping to find you. It's you! It's been so long. I thought I'd never see you again. You always think of the worst endings. I wasn't about to give up just because things got difficult. Why didn't you reveal yourself sooner? I feel like such a fool. I could say the same to you. You knew I could never resist giving your stories a happy ending. So of course I would be drawn to a place like this. Yes, but I didn't think it would actually work. Sometimes everything does turn out okay in the end. Thank you for reminding me of that. I love you. I love you too. I'm gonna cry! Now truly everyone can live happily ever after. Tragedies end! Oh, this was fun! I'm trying not to! Shut up! Oh my god. This is such a good story. Fuck, where's my camera? It is such a good game. Oh my god, that was so beautiful. We managed to get the good ending, guys. We did it. I'm gonna cry now. Thank you so much for watching. I will not see y'all tomorrow. I'm going to be in Sacramento on vacation. I will see you all in the next video, maybe on Sunday. There's one left? Wait, which one? Wait, I'm going back. There's one achievement left? Where? Enter? Did we enter the closed theater? There's nothing more to see, my love, but if you'd like to reset, if you really want to experience everything all over again, I'm happy to oblige. So we begin the resetting process. Never mind. You're so fickle. Let me know if you change your mind. So wait, I'm confused now. Only, what is this last achievement? I'm very confused. Look on Steam. Okay. Okay. I don't know how to look for achievements. Yeah. Wait, 46 of 48. Let's take it again from the top as another achievement. My achievements. I've missed you, darling. Your true ending. And then we got all... Welcome to Bad End. There's one hidden achievement remaining. Revealed once unlocked. So, let's take it again from the top. A full total reset is an achievement. I just don't... Okay, 1 second. Let me smart. We've unlocked all the character traits, that's what I know. We've collected all the letters. Oh! Attack tragedy and lose all your hit points is another ending. Okay, so I have to play through the entire game again to get that ending, I think. Because there's two endings to this game, the true ending and the bad ending. Which is you keep picking the wrong traits, and it doesn't work. Okay, so let's just get this last achievement of restarting, and then later I'll go through this entire game again and get the last one. Keep some of your progress and reset. Oh, there we go! There are two options. Keep some of your progress and reset before you start the true ending, or you can release all your progress. You can't take it back, so choose carefully. You reset to before the true ending. Your progress has been reset. You are now free to enjoy my endings. Okay, so now we can do this. It can't end like this. I am this person. I've come to save you! You explained to the group that you have witnessed their many terrible intertwined fates, and now you're searching for a good ending. Of course, this makes no sense to any of them, only the maiden understands your compassion. My prayers have been answered. I'm sick of all the bad endings. Then frankly, you should never have come to a place called Bad End Theater. Haven't we already been over this? Time to fight God! I'm shocked that I managed to guess all of their shit. Hold my... Blah, blah, blah. Now we gotta summon all of them again. So, now we're getting basically all the achievements now. So, a total reset is after this. Okay, so instead of will, it's justice. That justice leads to that. Oh wait, I should probably go through all of them. Kindness. So naive. That sucks. Mischief. The alien tries to evade tragedy through mischievous means. You're so much fun. Would you like to remind her what that mischievous would land you? Brutality. The Overlord tries to fight tragedy with sheer brutality. Oh, has violence really been working out to you so far? I'll show you my brutality. And now we just go through. It's not willpower, it's justice. That justice applies to you too. Does that mean... Does it not? Will you pay for your own misdeeds? My microphone's also down, I just realized. Kindness. So naive. I'll balance your kindness with my cruelty. We just gotta lose all our health. Your HP has run out. You're overcome by tragedy. If you wish to challenge me again, collect more bad endings. You'll be able to reach this path again through the Maiden's True End. I'll be waiting. Your bad end. Reset the stage. So now, I believe we gotta go through, get the true variant, which is gonna take fuck all. I will find my true end. Because I just need to, like, get back to that point so I can do a full reset and get the final achievement. And then it goes willpower, hope, tenacity, and ambition. And then tragedy is defeated. We're all very happy about that. We've done it. We just click no. Oh god, skip, yes. Something's missing, so that way we can also get this. Just one more. Move the mask. Tell me with the story. And now we can enter again and get a full reset. This was a really good game, though. There we go, we got the final achievement. Your progress has been completely reset. Does this count as a bad ending? Well, just in case. Total reset ending. There we go, guys. That is the official... Where is my camera? That is the official completion of Bad End Theater. I hope you guys enjoyed, and we will see you all on the next stream. Not tomorrow, because I'm on vacation. We'll see you later. Yeah, Nom Nom Nami makes great games. I'm definitely gonna look into them more.